Okay, so I appreciate it's a boiling hot day and I'm making you sit here for an hour to listen about strategy. So I am going to try and make it quite quick. Each section will be quite fast paced. And also, if you have your phone to hand, it'll be good for you to be able to take part in some of the activities as we go through to actually look at your own insights and things. So if you don't already have a Instagram account that you use to market yourself as a musician or an artist, then you can just skip those bits. But when you do come to get started, I don't know if Ben's going to send out a replay to this and you could always come back to it. So, okay.
Yeah, everything's recorded and then they're all going to go into a folder so they can rewatch.
That's cool. Okay, cool. So hang on. So hi, my name's Gina. I'm an Instagram for business coach. I know this photo is terrible. So I've coached about 250 small business owners over the last couple of years. So many people have turned to Instagram marketing to market themselves. I know that TikTok is like the big new one that most people like probably under 25 are on and over 25 as well. But Instagram is still really, really good to promote like your services if you're a business or an artist because of the insight data that you can access. So you can actually build quite a strong strategy on Instagram. So that's why we're sharing all of this with you today. I also had an ebook published in 2020, just again through marketing it all the way just on Instagram. I don't really think TikTok had boomed that much then, and I've sold about 600 copies of that. So again, it just shows how powerful Instagram is as a tool to market yourself. Okay, so how does Instagram work? It's just let iPhone in. Okay, so it's quite confusing. It changes all of the time, but if you have a solid strategy in place and you focus on your content and also on your community, you can ride the waves of the ever-changing algorithms and things like that. So that's what I'm going to try and share with you today, just like the basic strategy, like the bones of marketing yourself on Instagram. Okay, so Instagram is basically like a hungry monster. You feed it content, and if people like it, you get awarded with visibility. The more visibility you get, the more people can see what it is that you're selling, whether that's like music or events or your art. And obviously, the more people that can see you, the more people are going to buy. So the way that Instagram runs is it just wants to keep you on the app as long as possible. Like they bring in all of these features that are keeping people safe on the app, and they try and promote all this mental health stuff. But at the end of the day, you have to have a structure in place and you have to be quite strict with yourself because it's a dopamine fueled app where it will throw anything into the feed to keep you engaged and on there. How you can navigate that as an artist is the content that you put out, you basically build a strategy around your content, you put that content out and you try and build a community on the app who are going to engage with you. And then when they engage with you, they will share your content, more people will see your content, you'll get more visibility, and then you won't need to just scroll and be on the app constantly. So if you want more engagement and you want to be more visible, the best thing that you can do is stick to one topic. So often what people do is they have like a personal Instagram account and then they switch it over to an artist account or a creator account, and then they start putting music on there. But your account is already known within Instagram as being a personal account, and the content that you've been engaging with and sharing before has probably been all totally random. So if you're setting up as an artist or a business on Instagram, even if you've got a few thousand followers or a few hundred followers on an existing account, you're always better off starting a new one. And that's because Instagram favors new accounts, especially now if you hit the ground running, and you set up with an account where you go straight away as a creator or an artist in the settings, and you just post content that is on one topic. So you just post like whatever genre of music you mainly create, or whatever it is that you're looking to sell, you just post about that. Because then you go into these algorithms where other people who share those interests see that content, and you train the app to know like what people can expect from you. Then the more the app can define what type of content you share and get it in front of people who are interested in that, the more people are going to interact with your content, and then you'll be awarded with visibility, which when you've got tickets to sell or albums to sell or whatever it is, the more visibility, the better. I hope this makes sense. I know that are we good? Are there any questions?
Yeah, I think we're good. I just wanted to do a quick check-in with everybody. 1 sec.
Yep. Okay.
So just checking everyone's there. Andy Zuter, give us a hello.
Hello guys, can you hear me all right? Yeah.
Yeah, we've got you. Brilliant. Nick, are you there, mate?
Hi, I'm here.
Ah, brilliant. Hello, Nick. Hope you're well. Mr. Liati.
Hey, bro. Yeah.
Nick's here. Brilliant. Finley, are you there, dude?
On the chat.
Oh, Finley. Oh, Finley's there on the chat. Brilliant. Cool. Cheers, Lee. Kai is here. He's dipped in. Gads has dipped in on the chat. Josh
is here in the chat.
Wicked. Awesome. Someone else logged in on iPhone, but I think they've gone. I think that must be Ritu. Cool. I was just checking everyone was here. Like we say, feel free to ask any questions, guys, whether it's by chat or by mic. So Gina knows everyone's here. But yeah, brilliant. Nice one.
Yeah, you can ask questions at any time. Just like shout at me or just interrupt. I really, really don't mind. It's not the most interesting of topics, but you kind of need to know it to get anywhere. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasting loads of time on Instagram, which is never good when you've got music to make and more exciting things to be doing. Okay. Okay, so this is quite old. I had a bit of a witchy brand going on, which I now don't. But I just want you to get your phones out for me, because I just, if you have an account that you are using for your music or for your art, I just want you to get it up on the screen, because I just want to go through a couple of things with you. So just let me know, in the chat, or just like raise your hand or something, just so I know when everyone's got their phones. Okay, Lee, I can see yours, and Ben. Andy, have you got yours yet? I can't see where the chat's gone. Ben, will you just check everyone's all good?
Josh has got it.
Oh, you can put a thumb up. I didn't know you could do that.
Lynn has got it. Kai's got it. Kai's never leaves his hand.
I know, I was thinking, I bet everyone's been on their phone the whole time.
I just had mine stitched to my palm.
Yeah, I know you have. Okay, so in terms of visibility that I was talking about, you've got to make it really easy for people to find you on Instagram. So this section here, it's called name in your profile. So people normally just put the name of their business or their artist name in there. But actually, it may not be like really, really cool to like describe what type of art you make or what type of music you make. But if you can put some keywords in here, then if somebody's searching for that type of music or that type of art, they're actually going to be able to find you. This is the only searchable part of your whole bio. So it doesn't matter how much you describe like who you are or what type of music you make in the bio section. If you don't put it in here, which is like the SEO on Instagram, then people won't be able to find you. So that's why I've got social media in here. And actually, when I had the word witch in there, I attracted in like loads of tarot readers and just loads of witchy people for a really long time, and I had to get rid of it. Not that I mind working with those type of people, but it just really shows the power of the keyword search here. So, you know, be careful what you wish for with what you put in here, because you will attract people in. Okay, so the next thing is, I just wanted to touch quickly on followers, like follower count. Honestly, as musicians, as artists, you only really need like 50 to 100 core fans or people on Instagram. The rest of your followers barely even see your content. A lot of people buy followers. You know, your follower count just doesn't actually matter at all. What matters is like the quality of those people and how much they actually connect to you, and how much they support you on the app. So don't ever worry about starting an account again and starting again with followers. And definitely, whatever you do, don't buy any followers, because all it does later down the line is push your engagement rate right down. And then that visibility we talked about, like, just becomes barely there. And then you're posting stuff and nobody can see it. And then you can start to feel like it's something you've done wrong, or your art's not good, or something like that. But it's never that. It's just that people can't see it, because there's so many different things that you need to do strategically just to be seen. Again, that's why a lot of people now are posting reels, because you have a lot more visibility with reels than you do with other forms of content. Okay, that was a bit of a waffle. So if you want to start building a community, the best place to begin is not just waiting for people to come and follow you. It's actually networking and following people within the music industry. You know, it could be like local, people like The Elements, you know, I'm sure you're following already, but you could like follow them, network with them. Local, I don't know, like events venues or events promoters, or just anyone within that industry. Because if you had like 50 people follow you from overseas somewhere who are maybe never going to book you for anything, versus you've interacted with 5 people locally who might book you, you can see where the actual importance is. So the difference between using this in a more strategic business-like way rather than a personal way is that when you're more strategic about it, you focus on outwardly networking and building connections. So who you are following is really, really important. It's more important almost than who's following you, because anyone can come and follow you. But who you choose to follow becomes your community, if that makes sense. Because I know like young people have a thing about following people, like they shouldn't follow anyone, or I don't know whether that's still the case. But last time I delivered this workshop, people were saying that, you know, they shouldn't be following too many people. But I guess it's different now if you're doing it in a more business-like way. Okay, so we're just going to cover building engagement. Of course, the most important thing is your content. You can't really just chuck any old thing on Instagram anymore and see results, because everything has changed so much. And especially with the rise of TikTok, like TikTok is so engaging because it's all video content. So now with Instagram, the most visible content format is Reels. And you can get a lot of extra visibility by using trending audio. But now they've changed the settings, like they've changed the algorithm to favor more original content, which is amazing for musicians and artists, because you can actually layer your own music into your reels, and because it will then be classified as being original audio, not music they provide, you will be rewarded with a bit more visibility. it's quite a good time for creators and creatives on Instagram in that way. So I'm gonna share, this is a bit of a beast, this next slide. So I apologize, but this is what I use with my clients, and I tried to change it round a little bit so it was a bit more relevant to you. But essentially, if you're starting a new account, or if you feel like you need to, or even if you're not, you want to focus on building relationships with about 50 people on the app. And you may feel like you don't have enough time to do that, but if you cut all of your scrolling, like if you don't scroll on the home feed at all, and instead every day, every other day, you just come to your account and you just click on who you're following, and you just actually check in with those people and network with those people, then you can actually start to apply this marketing model, which is like attracting, engaging, and delighting, which means converting the same 50 people like over and over again. And the reason why this works for artists is because you don't just have one product that you're constantly selling, you'll constantly have new material and like new music and new things coming through. So it's ideal, it's actually perfect for you to just have like a small fan base, and then allow those people to share your content and reach their friends, and you just let it pulsate out like that instead of chasing lots and lots of followers. Has anybody at a glance got any questions about this, or shall I just explain how it works in terms of content?
Regina.
Have you got a question, Andy?
I haven't, no.
Oh, okay. Right, okay. So this is based on HubSpot's flywheel model. The reason why I use it with clients is because it's a circular model. So it's like an ethical model. It doesn't treat people, followers, people who buy stuff from you as just like a number. It actually honors them as a client, as a customer, or as a fan, like if you're a musician, and it treats them really, really well. So in terms of a content strategy, these are the 3 types of content that you want to be putting out on Instagram if you want to think about it strategically. So the first is attract content. So when somebody doesn't already know you, they're not already in your space, they don't want to invest that much time in you. They'll give you like a couple of seconds. Like research has shown, if you see something of someone, you don't know them, there's like a 1.5 second interval where that person will give you a chance before they scroll. So in terms of reaching new people, so you can actually grow your following and connect with new people, short form content is the best. So little, short graphics, or like an eye-catching photo, or a very short reel, like under 7 seconds. So once you've attracted,
What's a carousel?
Okay, so carousels are when there's more than one image that you can like swipe through.
Right.
But a short one would be like 1 to 3, because the more people get to know you, the more they move around this cycle, and the more they like are interested in you as a musician or a brand or a business, the more time they give you. So this is like the fishing net almost. This is like the content that's just going to get out there and just grab people. It's like relatable content, maybe even TikTok style content, but in real format on Instagram. But then once you've got people in your space with all of this short form content, you actually have to give them something a bit more. And that's where stories come in. So I know loads of really successful brands and musicians especially who just nurture their existing audience on Instagram with stories. There's engagement stickers on there. You can actually add in your music. You can use like poll stickers to ask people like what they think. and you can actually really like get to know your community through your stories. So in terms of it, like simplifying it down, I would share short reels with like original audio, so your own music, to attract people in. But then when they're in your space, you've got to give them something a bit juicier. You've got to give them a reason to stick around and stay interested in what you're doing. So I would share a lot of behind the scenes stuff, a lot of entertaining stuff on your stories. You can share carousels, but I think for music and art, video is where it's at now. And with stories, you can add links. So you can add a link to like your next event. You can add a link to wherever it is that you want to push people. So where else can you do that? You know, stories are the best content format for that, and they're also the most engaging. So the more people are attracted in and engaged and warmed up, the more likely they are to buy from you. So when you're on Instagram and you're marketing yourself, you do actually have to tell people about your music. You do actually have to tell people that you've got like a new that you're playing somewhere, you've got a gig, or you know you've got like a new like piece of music coming out or a new piece of art. Is everyone musicians, or are there artists as well? Just because then I can communicate easier.
Music is art, Gina, but yes, they are all musicians.
Okay, all musicians. Okay, that's good. That makes it easier to, instead of saying and artists, or artists as well. So has anyone got like gigs coming up, or have they got anything that they would want to promote to like their followers on Instagram or on social media?
We have the album coming up that everyone's worked on.
Yeah, okay. So how are you going to promote that then?
How are we going to promote that?
Yeah.
We'll use Nottingham C.A.N and Phlexx. We'll probably make reels of each track, like little snippets of each track. We recorded a little BEATKNOTS introducing. So each one of these guys did a little short intro with Raf, introducing them to the album. Okay. And then we will promote towards a bit of a celebration event.
Right, okay. So you've got the actual launch of the album and the event. So they're like products that are for sale. So when you talked about those short snippets of like reels of different tracks, that would be attract content, because it's just giving people a little teaser, it's like a little teaser of a music video or something like that. It's short enough for people to actually watch it. It's not like it's got a really long intro and people have swiped before they've, actually looked at it. And then those short videos that you're talking about, how long are they of that you've done with Raf?
Well, it's quite weighty because it had all the participants on all the projects, but each person's, depending on how comfortable everyone was, is between 5 to 15 seconds, I'd say.
Okay, so it's still quite short.
Yeah, they're quite short.
So I would do some behind the scenes stuff of putting it all together, some behind the scenes footage on the stories. And I would ask people questions about what they think is coming up. And those shorts, if you made them like 15 to 30 seconds, just so it's giving people a bit more, that would be that engaging content. So you kind of, this doesn't have to be new people, existing people. You can attract and engage the same people over and over again. So you're like re-engaging the people that are already in the space every time you have something new that you're sharing. And then on your stories, then you'll actually have to come on, or at least share like graphics, something where you're talking about the event, and so actually times, dates, ticket information. That's when you would need to, share stories with link stickers, maybe share like some reels actually promoting the event, and directing people to where they can book it. So has anyone got any questions about this before we move on?
Gads,
In the chat.
how important is it to use hashtags to reach audiences?
Right, yeah. So in terms of, obviously, if you're promoting something and it's local and people need to come locally, like if you have a music studio locally or you've got an event locally, when you do share reels, they just go out to anyone and they could be placed anywhere in the world. So you might get engagement, but it's not necessarily going to sell tickets. So using hashtags that are localized or promoting pieces of content to people in the local area, that is really important, Gads, because otherwise you're not building up like a strong enough local audience. So I would always promote things locally on Instagram. You can literally just put a couple of pounds on a day and target people locally with a couple of interests. You just want to make sure the audience size is at least a couple of 100,000, like minimum, which is quite difficult when it's a very small local area. So again, one sec, Ben. So just going back to what I said about building the community, if everyone that you follow and interact with is a local musician or business, they will actually see your content, share it, and then that's how you can spread the message more locally through people, like through word of mouth, but digitally, because you can't always rely on hashtags and things like that. Okay, sorry, Ben.
I was just going to say as well, so Gads is obviously doing working at Mount Street and might be advertising studio sessions at Mount Street. So you're saying if he does that, if you make some content for that, that's when you might use a paid boost, so you can like just people around Nottingham to come to the studio, or even Elements if they were promoting, but they work with artists from all over. But
yeah. Absolutely. But again, sometimes even when you pay to promote locally, the quality of the ad, if the audience size is small, under like 500k, it doesn't perform that well. Like it's quite hard to promote events like that. So it really does come back to who you're following and networking with, because if you're following people that are all local, or reasonably local, then your account will show in the feeds of other people locally, because that's like the algorithm that you're in. But if you're following people from all over and you have a local business, you are just going to have to rely on hashtags and ads then, but it's not actually always reliable. Like people aren't always searching through like Nottingham music hashtags and things like that. Especially now, if you actually look on the search feature on Instagram, the hashtags have been bumped right along to the end. So they're not the first thing that people look at anymore. So it all comes back to community, but everyone's been tricked in a way with Instagram thinking that it's about the numbers and how many people, but it really is about who the people are and where they are, especially if your business is local and not just online where it could be anybody. Okay, so I will move on.
Sorry, can I just ask something dead quickly?
Yeah, please.
Sorry, yeah, Gina. You know, you're talking about hashtags have been kind of bumped along to the end. Where am I looking for that? Am I searching under like?
Yeah, should we all just have a quick look together now? Because then you can see what I'm saying.
Just so it's in context for me, so I can see that. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I should have added a photo on it, but I didn't know I was going to talk about it. So if you press like the search icon at the bottom, just next to the home icon, and then you get this this is like the home feed.
Yep.
So just click in the search and then type in like music studio or something like that.
Okay.
And okay. So you can see the first thing that comes up is there's these like category sections with the little magnifying glass. So if you click into any of those, all of the content that's in there has the keywords music studio in the caption.
Right.
And that's all it is. So it's not verified by how much, like there's no structure or organization to it really.
Okay.
Like, but with hashtags, you could build a strategy, you could gain familiarity with certain ones, then you start becoming visible on them all the time, like guaranteed.
Right.
But with this kind of keyword section, it's just like anything and everything's in there.
Okay.
So it's not the best place to look. Then underneath, you've got everyone who's got music studio in their name or as their handle. So again, you need that for visibility.
Okay.
So if you click see all results at the bottom, the blue one, then it actually opens this. You've got the top, which is just a kind of a mixture of everything.
Yep.
And then right near the end, next to places, you've got tags.
Cool.
And then you click hashtag music studio, and then it opens it up. So people aren't really looking on hashtags as much as they used to.
Thank you.
Because they've made it so much harder to get there.
Okay, I get it. That's cool, man. Appreciate that.
It's okay.
Cool.
Okay, so how many of you have a link in your bio with an event or something that you've got coming up, or an album, music in your actual bio? Ben does. Does anybody else apart from Ben? This isn't for you, Ben.
We've got a link tree.
Okay, yeah, brilliant. So you've got a link in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you click on your insights, if you've still got your phone open just on your main front screen, if you click insights, you can actually see like what activity has been going on your account. So if you were running an account for Mount Street or, you know, for somebody, this is, especially if it was like a corporate company, this is what they'd be grilling you on like every week. Like this is like the ROI, or, you know, these are the metrics. So if we have a look at this now, accounts reached is the amount of accounts that your content has gone into the feed of. And then the accounts engaged is how many people have actually interacted with the content. So, oh, it doesn't say it on here. We've got a new view. Ignore this, it's all changed. Who has this old view here, or who's got like this new view?
Got the new one.
Yeah, this one's a few months old. They just change it all the time. Okay, so it's a little bit trickier now to get to it. If I just want to hide this because I feel like it's confusing. Right, don't look at the screen. If you click into accounts engaged just on your phone, and just ignore this because it's old, you can actually see where people who've been engaging with your content are based by city or by country. And if most of your followers are in like the US or something, that's going to affect your posting time, because if you're posting and they're all asleep, your engagement's going to flatline, and then you're not going to be able to build up enough visibility. Do you have a question, Lee?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry. I felt like there was a question.
That's right.
Okay. And then if you scroll down, it says followers and non-followers. You can see how many people have engaged with your content, who's following versus who's not following. So the more reels that you share, the more followers that engage with you, the more people engage with you who are not following. So you can see like how much more reels are pushed out into the feeds of people that aren't already in your space. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, you can actually see like the posts over the last week or however many days that have had the most engagement. Okay. So in terms of, it's all changed around. It used to be a lot better when it was presented like this, because all the main important stuff was just on one screen. Because obviously the amount of people that are clicking your website here, this is your link in bio. So if you're not getting that many clicks, then people aren't going to be able to know about your event or book the tickets or buy your album. So you really want to make sure that you increase your profile visits to increase your website taps. And the way that you increase your profile visits is by posting regular content. You shouldn't ever do it at the expense of your mental health, and you should never focus on like quantity over quality. But the more that you post, the reason why my profile visits were higher here, like at the moment they're like 300 over the last 7 days, it's because I was posting like 3-4 times a week here, and at the moment I've hardly posted for a couple of weeks. So you basically, the more you put in, the more you get out, but don't feel like this app owns you or that you have to spend all of your time on it. You can create content away from the app, and then you can drop it in, and then you can walk away again. You shouldn't feel like you need to spend like all day on Instagram to see results. So if you go back to your insights, can you see where it says content, like content you've shared? Yep. If you click on the arrow there, it opens up like automatically all of the content that has had the most reach in the last 12 months. So if you wanted to like analyze things and look at things quite strategically, you would come back to this, you would look at it maybe on a 3-month view, and quarterly you would come to this and you would have a look and you would say, right, this type of content is really working with my audience, this type of content isn't. And you would use like the metrics of the engagement. You know, you can change where it says reach, you can change it to, for example, how many profile visits your content gave you. So you can see, you know, what am I posting that is making people come to my profile to look at more? Or you can see which content has brought the most website taps. So you can be like, right, okay, when I share this type of content, people actually go and click that link in my bio. So you can start to understand like what people want from you, and then you can shape your content to suit that. Because sometimes people are putting out content consistently and it's not really working. And they think that it's them, but actually they just need to change either the format, the time that they're posting, or they need to do a bit of a refresh. They need to remove some followers and like refocus who they're interacting with and who's interacting with them. Okay, you've already got your phones up. Ooh. Okay, so just coming back to deciding who to network with, if you're keeping your account that you've already got and you just want to give it a bit of a refresh. Ooh.
One sec, Gina. I think Josh is.
Oh,
Josh said, "How did I see that?" Andy said, "Insights," and he can't find the insights bit.
So,
Josh can't.
Do you have a personal account, Josh? Because I don't. Yeah, you don't have the insight data if you've got under 100 followers, just because there isn't enough data to give yet. Or if you don't have a business or a creator account. So he may need to actually switch to a professional account. And you can't, I don't think you can see backdated data, but if you switch it now, you'll be able to analyze in future.
Have you got a personal account, Josh? Okay, yeah. I think he must just have a personal account then.
Yeah, I'm reading it in the chat as well.
So is there an advantage to Josh? Should he set that as a creator? If it's an artist page, he should.
All of you, I would set as creator accounts instead of business accounts. You pretty much have the same access to the same data. And unless you're managing several accounts or something, you know, you don't need the extra couple of bits of insights which are on a business one. You're much better off just with a creator one. Yes.
How do I know which one I've got? I honestly don't know.
Oh, okay. Should we all just have a look at that now, actually? So click edit profile. And then, hang on a sec. Oh, hang on, it's changed again. It's moved. Let me just find where it's gone.
No problem. I know it says I've got a professional dashboard. Is that specific to creator or business? Do you know?
Yeah, yeah. Can you see where? Can you switch it to creator?
Yeah, it's page, isn't it? Profile information page.
I've got it says additional resources I can follow at creators. I can't tell whether it's actually business or no, it is. Yeah, it's just professional dashboard. My bad.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find where you can change to create, because we're all going to be looking at slightly different Instagrams because they all update differently.
Right. Hold on. Account.
Trying to get me to create a Facebook.
Oh, here we go. If you go to if you click the 3 horizontal dots at the top, 3 horizontal lines, sorry.
What, right at the back? What, I mean, on home or, sorry, back to my profile.
If you go
got you.
Yeah, back to your profile, top right, 3 horizontal lines.
Yep, got it, yep.
And then you click on settings.
Yep.
And then you click on account.
Yep.
Come down to the bottom and it says switch account type.
Right.
So the options are business, personal, or creator. You're all creatives created. I would go creator account.
Right, I don't have it, so it must already be that, because it's only saying I can switch to personal or business.
Yeah, so you're already on it.
Should I switch the Phlexx one to a creator one then, or a business?
I would, only because I don't know if you follow the head of Instagram on Instagram. All he ever goes on about is creators, and it's like the future of Instagram is creators. So I think there's going to be a lot more features coming through, but the price that you pay is you've got a little bit less like analytical information. But if you're putting out art and creative stuff, you may as well be on that one, because I think you will get a bit more visibility.
I've always thought that though, like Insta, like it was always positioned as the arty app before. And I think like TikTok is the content people, Facebook is the moaners and where you can get your plumbing done. And I feel like Insta will be like the arty one again.
Yeah, hopefully. Like TikTok to me is more like behind the scenes stories, like quite real. But it is also very creative, like, and it's definitely, you know, it's exactly the same dimensions content wise as Reels and Instagram stories. So I would recommend all of you to, whatever you create on Instagram, download and upload to TikTok, and the other way around. Because there's features on TikTok like their AR and their filters and stuff are so much more advanced. But then Instagram's a lot easier to navigate and to use as a business.
Sorry, Gina. So Josh said he can only switch to professional. I can't see the creative account.
He might already be. We can only switch to professional. Yeah, you might need to update the app. I would update to professional and then come back to it and see if you can change to creator. Yeah, just I would do that, because sometimes people just don't have certain access to things. I don't know why. Right, so let's look at like refining the community, you know, the people that we're interacting with. So if you want to do a bit of a tidy up or just refine what you've got going on, first of all, before you go crazy on this, there are limits on Instagram. So if you unfollow more than like 40 people in a day, you may get a temporary ban where you can't post stuff. They say that it's like 200 accounts, but it's not, because I've worked with loads of people who've unfollowed about 50 and then they've had this temporary ban. So just to be safe, you know, maybe just do it over a couple of days if you're going to be clearing people out. So if you click on who you're following, so if you go back to the home feed and then click on following, you can see here your least interacted with and most shown in the feed. So in terms of like how you're feeling, in terms of like your own well-being and stuff, these 50 accounts or however many it's showing are basically what is influencing you on a daily basis. So I would pay attention to this. I would look at these accounts. Is there anyone that doesn't make me feel very good about myself? Anyone, you know, which isn't really contributing positively to my experience? And I would unfollow them. It also highlights in here, most shown in the feed will be the people that you interact with and engage with the most, because the whole of Instagram is like relationship and interest based. That's why you need to put content out that is all the same thing. You need to have like a niche, whether it's within music or art or whatever it is. And then you need to actually nurture the relationships with people by actually replying to comments, replying to DMs, supporting people on their posts. Because the more people you interact with, the more you'll be shown in their feed.
Well, I can only see hashtag Nottingham music or least interacted with.
Oh, do you not have most shown in the feed and least interacted with?
No, I've just got least.
Oh, go on to one of your other accounts and have a look, because you should have both of these. Does everyone have both?
Yeah.
Is everyone just unfollowing people right now? Bye.
Oh yeah, on my other one I've got most, yeah.
Okay, that's what I mean. It's very it's hard to do these workshops on Instagram because everyone's on a different version with different updates.
Maybe it's because it's on a business one.
Yeah, potentially, but then mine's a business one and I have both.
Yeah.
So least interacted with, if you're going to start reducing down who you're following so that actually the people that you are following you're interested in and they are relevant to you on like a business or musical networking level, that's what you've always got to think. Would I want to network with these people to advance what I'm doing business wise? Or, you know, would they be able to provide me with an opportunity within the music industry? So yes, other local musicians are good, but they're not always going to be coming to your gigs and stuff because they'll probably be doing their own gigs. So finding other people within like music and events industry who maybe don't do exactly the same or a similar thing to you. So you can bring something different and they can appreciate that and you can appreciate them. So if you look at least interacted with, you can pretty much unfollow them if none of them are this is the best place because it means they're not giving you any time of day on your content and you're not looking at theirs. So if you want to start refining it, this is the place to begin.
I've just got rid of the elements.
Dun, dun. I'll engage.
I engage. But it sounds quite prescriptive, but it's like you're either just going to be on it, scrolling, wondering what's going on, or you're going to be calculated about it and look at it as a tool to use for your music business. Like, you know, business is more calculated. Like you're not trying to be influencers. Or maybe you are. I don't know. Ben?
Andy is. TikTok sensation.
Okay, so we're just going to look at, are you on TikTok?
I did one about a week ago. I put a few things on it, but
Oh my God, I'm gonna come and find you. Mine's terrible. Don't look at
I
it.
really despise it. You know, one of the things you do, you just don't want to do it. But you just
What did
gotta
you do? You can do anything, you know. You don't have to
I
do
just don't like the fact that you've got to dance to get followers. You know,
you don't have to.
like
Oh no, I'm worried now about what you've done.
I can't wait to
Have a look.
see Anders TikTok.
Okay, right. So now you know kind of roughly what you're posting. It's all got to be focused on your goal, on your vision, like what it is that you want to push. No like random photos of your lunch and stuff like that. Although I think we're past that now, aren't we, with Instagram? You know who you're meant to be networking with, who you can unfollow, you know, people that you should find and connect with. So now I just want to show you how you can find out the best time to post for your followers, because if you go to like your recent post that you posted, just so I can prove a point, if you just go to the last thing you posted, so mine was a Stranger Things meme, and if I click view insights, I posted this at about 10:50 this morning, but it says that the time I posted was 2:50 a.m. So everything that's in your insights to do with times is in Pacific time, and it doesn't matter what time zone you're in. It's all just, it doesn't translate it to wherever you are in the world.
I'm
Yes.
being that annoying slow person. So
It's okay.
where do I find, what am I going back to the three, where do I look at the insights? Just looking at view insights on my homepage thing again.
So if you go to the last post that you posted,
Literally just go to that post, which is a story post, yeah?
was it a story?
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, go to the last one on the grid.
All right, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry?
Oh yeah, mine says I posted it at 20 to 1 in the morning.
Exactly. Okay, so you click view insights, Lee, and then it'll show you the time underneath the little thumbnail of it of when you posted it.
I'm slow. Okay, yeah, that says 1:30 p.m. It definitely wasn't that. So okay, Pacific time. I get it.
Exactly. So it's all in Pacific time. So what people always do is they go to their insights.
Yeah.
And then they look at followers, I think it is. Hang on. Yeah. And then they come here and they're like, this is when my followers are online, but it's in Pacific time. So this really messes people up because they're like, right, okay, shit, my audience, that everyone's online at 6. So then they post at 6, but it's actually a completely different time over here. Like it's wrong.
Okay.
So unless you want to start trying to work all of that out, plus it's a 3-hour window. It's like 3 to 6, 6 to 9. And actually posting time can fluctuate by like 30, 40 extra people are online within a few minutes. So if you want to start to like figure out when your audience is actually active without relying on this Pacific time stuff, you go as though you're going to go live, but don't go live. So go back to your home feed and then click the little plus and click on live. Oh my God, it's disappeared for me. Does anybody have how many followers are active at the top?
no.
Do you, Ben?
Yeah, 67.
Okay, so there's something that you can do in your settings to get that information back. I've got it somewhere on my laptop. I'll have to find it. I'll send it out to Ben, so he can email it out to you with the replay. But there's a few settings that you can change, which makes your I know what it is. Hang on a sec. bear with me. It's your activity status. You know, you can turn it off so people don't know whether you're online or not. You know, so like in your DMs, it says active now. You can turn that off so people don't know. I turned that off, and that's why I can't see it anymore. So you need to turn that back on if you want to know how many people are online. So I found it. We're nearly done as well, by the way. I know it's a few minutes over. If you click on the 3 horizontal lines again at the top of your account, and then you click on settings, and then you click on privacy, and then you click on activity status. Mine's turned off. So if we turn activity status on, when you go back to share a live, it shows you how many people are active now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what I did was, for a day, every half an hour to an hour, it's a bit sad, but I just wrote down how many people were online. And that actually showed me realistically, because it doesn't change that much from day to day. So then you can start to think, right, if I'm going to get a piece of content together, I'm going to post it at this time. I'm going to post it. So my time is around 10:30 to 11 in the morning. That's when the most people are online. So I will post then, rather than in the evening when people aren't active, because it's a waste of time. Okay. So consistency is everything. Don't feel like you have to be constantly churning out content, but if you're going to do anything on Instagram, share a couple of reels a week with your music, because original audio will get pushed out and more people will see it. But then engage your people who are already following you on stories, and share like one a day if you can. It's not like a video that you have to put together. It can take a couple of seconds. If you have a bit more time, consistently liking posts and engaging with people that you're following will strengthen those connections in the algorithm, and it will help you to be more visible to them. And you'll actually make some real life connections. There's so many, you know, I'm following about 400 people. I'd say about 150 of those have booked in with me to work with me. I've initiated that connection, networked with them, and then they've actually booked in. So it is really, really important to like give as much as you get, or if you're not getting much, give some more and you will get something back.
So, you know, you were saying, Gina, about you did that thing where you was looking kind of every hour to see who was online. I guess you start to see a pattern for the main ones that are kind of online, obviously, that you follow. So out of that, to specifically target it further down, you could be looking at those however many, like 50, 100 people that are in there and doing the liking and stuff on their stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you can't actually see, you can't click into that and see who they are.
Yeah, I never tried. Okay, sorry. I thought you could.
That would be great, but you just get the overall number. So again, and going back to how you kind of set up your account from the beginning,
right?
Again, starting a new one can always work if you're going to put the energy in.
Get it.
Actually following like 50 people to start with, and actually engage, instead of scrolling all of that time you'd spend scrolling, just each day, every other day, clicking through who you're following and actually seeing what they've been up to, reading their content, watching their stories.
My bad. Okay.
Less is more, like, but that focus on the quality of the relationships.
Okay.
There we go. So has anyone got any questions about any of it?
I've got one more, if that's all right.
Okay, no, it's fine.
Sorry.
Everyone else has just gone, I think.
I've had my Insta since the dawn of time, and to be honest, the majority of stuff that I post on it, I guess it is kind of a personal page, but the majority of stuff on there is music related. Is it? I mean, I know you said it's possibly worth starting a new one, but because the majority of my stuff's been mainly music related, I should be all right. I guess it's changed forms as well from, I don't know what it used to be called, like a personal, and now it's a creator page. Am I all right where I'm at, do you think?
I think that you'll be all right. Like changing it to a creator page won't have affected it. But the thing is, like, as your account gets older, you end up with a lot more dead weight in your account. So there's a lot of people following you that won't be active anymore.
True.
So the ratio of followers to engagement, that's what determines how visible your content is. So the more accounts that are inactive, the less engagement you're going to get, because nobody's actually on the other end to see.
But if I unfollow those and get rid of those that cut off the dead wood, would that will help, will it?
You could, if you wanted to keep your account, you could actually go through and click through your followers, see when they last posted, and you could actually start clearing people out and get rid of people.
Okay.
But sometimes the amount of time that would take over time, so you don't get banned from too many actions, sometimes it's easier to just start again. I'm a huge advocate of just starting again, because new accounts get so much more visibility, and you take your engaged people from the old account. So you basically share stories, you get everyone who's actually interested in your music and you, like as a business, over to the other one. And then you keep the other one as your personal one.
Get it. Okay.
And that generally works well.
All right, cool. That's useful, man. Thank you for that. Brilliant.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, sorry it's gone a little bit over. But you know, if anybody wants me to look at their account, or if they need any help, you can send me an email, or you can message me on Instagram, and Ben can give you my details. So yeah, if anything comes up off the back of this, just get in touch and I can help.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much, Gina. So I've got a link as well to something that kind of links to this, a video, but I'll just post it into the WhatsApp because we've ran over a little bit. But massive thank you to Gina for both workshops. I hope everyone enjoyed it. We have recorded it. If people needs to rewatch or see any bits, I'm actually going to edit all of them and chuck them into a folder, all the masterclasses. Everyone's saying thank you there, Gina.
I've actually got like a little 3-page PDF with like the basic things that you can do, which I'm going to send to Ben. He can send it out to you. It's got like a bit of a checklist of stuff that you can do on Instagram weekly and monthly, just to kind of keep it maintained. So I can send that over to Ben for you all.